to Corpus Nox. In a quaint inn where warmth did dwell, Danica and Erwin, a tale to tell, with hearts of gold and spirits bold, they shielded the weak, their stories untold. Though secret deeds and watchful eyes, they guarded the innocent beneath the skies. A silent hand, guiding light, protecting the lost in the darkest night. With gentle smiles and words so kind, they mended hearts and eased the mind. A haven of peace, a sanctuary's grace. Danica and Erwin in this humble place.
That sounded just like me.
I'm trying to do my best.
It was good. I was impressed.
Do my best.
In fact, I'm gonna give myself a hero point.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Hero point. Hero point for the poem. Find a team in the Airsex stockyards. After having a talk, actually, we don't find the team in this Airsex stockyards.
We don't.
The team had just wandered into the Airsex stockyards with the exception of Rosalinda Lou. Rosie Lou, who...
No, that's not a name.
I have to turn that down.
It's definitely her name from now on.
Unmute my wife.
You've been muted.
I'll mute you too.
Rosie Lou,
I
who?
have to mute you when I don't have my headset on, because then I hear you twice.
I know.
Very distracting. No, I can't hear you twice. Okay, so Corvus, Silas, and Lee had arisen that morning, realizing that Ro had gone, but also realizing that Ro is the most likely to wake up with the dawn and do her morning dawn stuff.
She's always down and stuff.
She is Dawn, being a follower of the Dawn Father. It's part of her thing. But presuming that she was out and about doing her thing, you all had gone to the stockyards to pursue possible lead with Rictavio. Hearing that that's where he keeps his wagon. Meanwhile, on the other side of town.
Meanwhile,
And I think I have a page for this. Yep, there it is. St. Andrew's Church. Maybe. There we go. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Let's freaking go!
let's do it.
Let's go!
Rachel's
This
just
is
killing
great.
everything over there. That's what's happening.
Which might be.
I know it. You know it.
It is.
I know
Yep.
it.
Yep. That's what's happening. Murdering everything.
Oh man.
Oh, the ambiance is so loud. Church ambiance. Where's like my master volume control?
Where's the zombie?
It's under the
playlist.
musical note.
I'm not hearing the sound at all.
Oh.
The sound
I hit
is.
stop. I didn't mean to hit stop. I want to hear the sound.
What's that, buddy? She got your birdie. It looks great.
Oh, is it coming through my... It's coming through my speakers. That's why... Oh, that's loud. Shut that down.
It's good he didn't cut off a finger.
Okay. Ro.
Yeah.
It's a rainy day.
Hang on, I gotta turn down this noise so loud.
Can't hear you.
What's this book?
Oh, it just
Tell me
stopped.
about it.
Interface. I wanna. Okay. Yes. I'm ready.
You are at the Church of St. Andrew.
I am. I am there.
Getting there in the morning, you are greeted by Milvaj at the door, the young man who you know well, being one of the culprits who stole the bones in the first place.
Sure do.
You're also who lets you in. Why is there yelling happening?
I told
Do you want to do their stuff first? I can go. She's
Rachel
just wired.
is killing everyone. What is
Book.
this? What is this book?
Look. Look. What's in the book?
Open it up! Open the book!
What's in the book?
What's in the book?
Boy.
Journal notes? What the hell is this?
It's journal notes.
What? Journal notes?
I don't know, I hit some
Don't
buttons.
worry, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about journal notes.
What's down there, Andy?
I don't even know. I probably just like tried to put an
Yeah.
item there and it just made an icon
Mhm.
instead of
Sure.
anything important.
Probably nothing.
I mean, I wanted to get Rachel kind of caught up with you guys because I don't think her thing in the morning is going to take super long. But I'd like to explain where she was. Although we can get started with you guys and then we'll. There's only one thing to do. Back to the stockyard.
Meanwhile, at the stockyards.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile.
I really hope she comes back
who's-
immediately, and you just have to go back to the
Oh
other
my
side of
God, I
town.
hate it. I'm gonna put Lee there as the you guys.
Hey, look at us. He's barely injured.
It has.
You know what?
but-
Actually,
Yep.
for funsies, we can
Strahd
put
was
all of
definitely-
you.
Oh. Wait, didn't we sleep for reals though?
Yeah.
You have slept
Yeah.
Okay, why are you barely injured? Why are you injured?
because
That is
because
the
sleeping doesn't cure
monk.
you the whole way.
Oh my god, that's awful.
It looks like this.
So missing
In
5
Pathfinder,
Fighter. Monk.
you probably could have gotten more more first aid. But-
Ro was too busy going off
Probably
to
gonna
where
be fine.
she's going.
It's true, she had stuff to do.
dog stuff.
So the
Dog
four
stuff.
of you, including Irina, are at the stockyards.
No, that's just a picture of
Let's see. Oh, I totally screwed up. Did I not make one of him?
What use your minds?
Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. No, I'm gonna make one of him. I have the technology. So kneeling next to the wagon, which is not actually green and red, it's actually yellow and white and blue. There is Rick Tavio is kneeling down there. Shaboom. Let's make a little tokenizer of him. Shaboomy, shaboomy. I like to use this frame for my NPCs.
Octavio. Anyone see
Modify.
my nuts? I don't know where I put them.
That frame. Scroll in on his face a little bit. Okay. Everything okay, Rachel?
Meanwhile,
Alright, so Rictavio is kneeling. No, we're past it. Rictavio is kneeling next to the wheel of the wagon here and seems to be fussing with one of the wagon wheels currently.
Fussy guy, huh?
Yep, he seems to be adjusting the spokes of one of the wagon's left rear wheel, which would be actually this side. Yeah. So he's kneeling down there working on a wheel. Seems to be. Allegedly. Supposedly.
And that dye color is definitely the same dye color.
Yeah, it's not that green and red. We have different artistic impressions.
Nice.
It's like the yellow and whites that you saw in those paint pots.
Lee's gonna walk up, and just kind of like stand next to him until he looks up.
Nailed it.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check as you're approaching.
Roll that. Secret perception.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. As you approach, your feet kind of squelching in the mud a bit, as it's a bit of a rainy day today. Rictavio looks up to see you there and stands up, sort of brushing off his knees a bit. And he says, "Oh, hello. Lee, was it? Very good to see you again."
That's right. And Lee kind of holds out his hand.
He attempts to like wipe off his hands a little bit and on his pants, and he says, would be very rude of me." He holds up his muddy hands.
So Leo grab his hand, not like crushing grip, but he has like a firm grip, and he kind of holds
Make an attack roll.
doesn't let go.
Yeah, you can make an attack roll.
All right. Pacha.
That's very good. Yeah, you're able to grab him.
Real good.
So he just kind of like holds onto his hand and doesn't let go, and he says, "Rictavio, we've been searching for you. We need to talk. We're looking
Okay.
for some answers."
You're not sure when exactly it appears, but the tip of a rapier pokes into the underside of your neck.
He's fast.
Freaky fast.
A little too fast.
And he says, "My friend, that was quite rude. I'm happy to talk, of course."
Lee kind of like looks around, and he then like points his other thumb, his free hand, towards the wagon. He says, "Inside."
Well, when you accost me so rudely, I have no intention of showing you inside my home.
Lee kind of shrugs, and he says, "No, the rain suits me fine then. Anyway, we feel like you're not exactly who you pretend to be. And we're on the case of a missing Vistani girl, and all the leads seem to point to you."
What's everyone else doing at this point? And how far are you? Place yourselves. Place yourselves.
Let's see here.
I can't move.
Like,
It's paused. It's
What?
paused. It's paused.
Frozen.
Spacebar. Just press spacebar.
I'm over here.
Okay.
So Silas, you got any more of that silver salve? I like to rub my weapon with it.
I don't remember. Did we rest? I
Nope.
think
Yeah,
Yes, you have full rest. You have
Okay,
full rest.
I think I put.
You said you made like 6 of them.
I think I put some. I did. I made a lot. I think I put them in the
Party sheet.
hickadoo.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah,
this
you do.
much, but I'll take some.
Yeah, I will.
I already did take some.
You did. I think there are 3 left for
Yep.
whomever.
Lee, you are the closest, and therefore see it clear as day that through that last line you were saying of doubting his identity. You mentioned about the missing girl. What else did you mention about?
Yeah, just that he doesn't seem to be who he's pretending to be, and we're looking for the missing girl, and that he seems all the leads are pointing to him.
Okay. Rictavio's gaze becomes colder and harder with each word of your utterances, and by the time you finish, his lips are in a thin line, and his voice just says, uh, "You shan't have her, minion of Strahd. One more step, and I'll skewer you like I did the rest."
Whoa, minion of Strahd.
He said that pretty soft. So unless you guys were like,
Oh, okay.
unless you guys
I
were
guess
like,
that would be my attention
in
would be
it.
wrapped. My attention would be wrapped to like, do I see the rapier to?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Make a
'Cause-
perception check.
I was gonna say because if I don't see that, I'm probably not paying super attention. But if I do see that, I'd probably be.
Rictavio's a pro and probably would have known enough to like try to step to the side enough to position the rapier
Right.
like behind Lee if he could.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think that would be his passive deception. I think. Actually, I don't know if it would. I don't know if it would. But for now, let's say sure. Yeah, you catch a glint of steel there. You catch a glint of something that
Yep.
seems off in the rain.
I guess
And then
I'd
they're both
whisper.
standing stock still as the other
Yeah.
thing. It's like
I would whisper to Corvus. I don't think this is going as well as we thought it might.
I also
shit.
did his voice a little bit wrong. It was more like, "You'll have over my dead body, minion of Strahd."
Oh man, this is like Clint Eastwood. This guy is my favorite.
One more
Yeah, I
step,
was gonna say.
and I'll skewer
Probably
you
didn't
like
hear
I did
them,
the
but
rest.
probably saw that the eyes are squinting on either side.
He's got a
Yeah, the-
6-shooter in his hand. I guess with that, Corvus would kind of walk up with his hands kind of out with a, "Hey, friends, just here to talk."
You get to about like 10 feet away from them, and you hear a voice say, "Don't take another step until we clear the air here."
I was doing that thing that you do, Corvus.
Look, there's only room enough in this store for one of us. And I throw my cape back. No.
I'm nothing like you. Vampire spawn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go
I'm gonna
ahead.
grab your shoulder real quick, Corvus, and I'm like, maybe we should just let Lee handle this for now.
Lee's grip on his hand kind of tightens a little bit.
Oh.
And he says we're no friends of Strahd, but someone who abducts little girls, that may be a different kind of evil.
The girl's safe. That's all you need to know. She's safe by my hand and mine alone. And I don't know you.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid that's not. Your word is not good enough, and she belongs with her folks, not with you.
Our folk are in league with the devil himself. Who do you think turned her in?
Why don't you tell me? That's what we came here for anyway, is answers.
How do I know
we
you? How
We
do
have
I
a
know you don't?
birthday. We have a birthday present from her Grammy. Rachel told me to say that.
He glances over towards you, and says loud enough for everyone to hear. How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to believe that you don't come? That you aren't spies of Strahd himself?
God, so how do we show him the puppet?
I know. I was just thinking, who has the puppet? Do I have the puppet?
You had the puppet. I don't know if you still have
Probably,
the
yeah.
puppet.
I know,
think
but
you
I don't
gave
know
it
who I
Do we
gave
have
it
any
to.
other kind of evidence that shows that we're his enemy?
We're just
We hate that guy. Strahd, I hate that guy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't say that. Shit. Did we? I don't. Do we? What do we have? Do we have any?
Oh, actually, you know what? We'll kind of like pull his like I don't know whatever clothes he has, like tunic aside, and kind of show the like healed wounds that he took from the vampire woman that we fought uh, on the rooftops. And
Okay.
he'll say, I got these from fighting one of his minions. I live to tell the tale, but safe to say I'm no friend of the vampire.
You may, or one of you may, roll a charisma persuasion check, and one of you, if you wish to, Corvus, you're also welcome to hop into this if you want to. But I just need to know who's leading a charisma persuasion check and who's assisting.
I'll assist. I'll assist by trying to recall things that we could tell him that would prove that we're
Yeah, Corvus,
Not
that's
aligned.
probably you with the persuasion check
Yeah.
for the rolls.
Is there a persuasion check?
Oh, sorry, no, no, that would be diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Ugh.
Could I
Charisma
assist
diplomacy.
with? Could I assist with? I don't know. Parker, what is it, bub? What's that? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Parker can't help you.
Parker can't help you.
Parker, what do we do?
Parker can't help you. You're all alone.
I guess. Could I assist with occultism? Just to
Roleplay it.
like, I want to. I don't. I'm trying to think what evidence we have to show.
You guys
Abe,
have
what
like
do
a
you have in
whole
your
library
inventory?
of.
I do have a library. Like I have Valenta's field formula book.
I got a sacrifice log.
Um,
Hasn't come in handy yet.
You found a few writings of Rudolph von Richten.
yes. Yeah.
Vampire and werewolf stuff.
So I'll just kind of be whispering into your ear, Corvus.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Remember we found all this stuff? Remember we found these notes?
I need details.
These.
What stuff? You can't say this stuff. I'm
Well, I don't. It's not in
concerned
my
about it.
inventory. Is it in your inventory? I'll read it to you if I can see it.
I think it's under handouts. The works
Handouts.
of Rudolph von
Okay,
Richten.
okay.
There's they're all in the handouts.
All right. Well,
You
hold
guys-
on. I gotta read these.
All right, come on, Dan.
Time out, guys. Time
It's been a
out.
while. Handouts, session notes, places. Oh, there you go. Works.
Well, while Dane reads, I'm gonna go.
Yep.
Look, friend, we are newcomers to this area. Each of us has our own past and hopefully presence. We found ourselves in a house of devils when we first came to this country, where I found this sacrificial lock. There was a family who had been torn asunder by Strahd himself. Upon defeating the evils in this house, we found our way out and found our way here. we've been slowly piecing together what's happened to not only ourselves but those who are defenseless. And quite frankly, I'm tired of all the lies and deceit, and I'm clearly looking for something or someone that can help with this.
Hmm. In order to buy you guys a bit of time while you are stewing as to what to say to this stone cold man of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile,
I'm ready.
Meanwhile,
Back at the church.
we are going to zoom over to Cena. This will give you guys a second to
Get your shit together.
think about a plan.
We didn't know. We
Um,
didn't know.
It's all right. We find ourselves. Oh, there's so many. Delete all measured templates.
Look at all those shapes.
I deleted them all. Okay, find ourselves in St. Angel's Church. You were greeted by Milvaj, who I don't know if you want to have any interaction with him before he takes you in. He is not saying anything to you unless you say something to him.
No, she'll just nod at him.
He leads you in. You see that.
No, she will say something.
Okay.
She, as they're walking, she will just thoughtfully, she will quietly say, I know the Dawn Father to be a deity of forgiveness, grace, and understanding. And I know people to be far from perfect. We all make mistakes. She doesn't look at him. She doesn't like make eye contact. She's just walking next to him when she says this.
Okay. Okay. He. You can see his face tightens a bit, and he just sort of like nods silently, right? Um, oh my. Why are you opening that? I just want to show you the picture of the guy.
Yeah, I see him. He's there.
No, but Father Lucian.
Oh.
How do I remind you of what Father Lucian looks like?
I remember.
This guy. So he just sort of nods. His face tightens a little bit. And he will lead you up to the altar area, where you see Father Lucian is standing next to the opening in the floor from the floorboards, and he has the bones laid out in the floorboards, on the floorboards. And he has various religious paraphernalia, censer and some incense, holy books and such, all sort of set out and ready to go in a very like proper ritualistic manner. He looks up to you and says, "Ah, yes, good to see you. Thank you for coming. I was hoping you'd make it."
What?
She will just nod and say, "Is there anything I can do to help?"
It's very nice. Looks good on you.
He gives you a warm smile and says, "Any help you wish to give, I appreciate and will take." He smiles and sort of like squeezes your shoulder a bit. "Perhaps you can help me prepare the incense." And he he starts like flipping through the pages of the book and waves towards the paraphernalia off to the side. He seems to have complete faith that whatever you're gonna do is correct.
Oh, jeez. Okay. She will.
He's not even watching you. He just goes back down to his book and starts flipping to the right page.
Okay. Is there like a fairly standard way to do this?
Sure, you tell
Okay.
me.
I mean, as far as like standard rituals, that was part of her like training.
Sure.
Part of her like when she shifted into her new path, she spent some time as like a lowly apprentice, even though the other lowly apprentices were far younger than she was, like teenagers. She was like a grown ass adult, but she was sort of in that role.
Sure.
So as long as it is like sort of like the standard stuff, she is familiar with like what is expected of her as far as like getting things ready for a ritual.
Sure. She's learned some standard prayers. She's also like probably learned enough about the Dawn Father that he's a pretty relaxed guy as far as like pomp and circumstance goes. Where it's more about the intent and meaning behind what is said rather than like the actual uh, specific words that are said.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
in this manner.
Okay, so she will go through, get the ritual prepared, and while she is doing so, she is, even like during the silent parts where she's like getting the incense ready, she's got sort of like a prayer going to the Dawn Father, along the lines of like, this place is real fucked up and needs you real bad. Please watch over these people and watch over them in the small ways so we can help guide them to make changes in bigger ways. That's sort of the gist of her prayer, to keep these people safe and to help the ones that believe, to help their belief grow and spread, and to bring them some hope in this dreary, fucked up land.
Mm-hmm.
She's also, that sort of leads her into like praying for herself and her companions to like find the wisdom to find ways to be helpful and useful, realizing that the ways they might impulsively want to be helpful or useful might actually be detrimental, and to sort of help them have the patience and wisdom to be in it for the long run rather than make rash decisions that get people hurt.
All right. So you have asked the Dawn Father to watch over the people in little ways so that you and your friends can do things in big ways. Okay.
Why'd you say it like that? Why'd you repeat it like that?
Is that correct?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah, it just
about
made
what
me
your prayer
nervous when
was?
you like repeated it back to
I
me.
just want to make sure that I have your prayer correct because prayers are important.
Yep, 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 that was it.
Okay. You and Father Lucian carry out the ritual. He is clearly leading as he has a specific magical ritual in mind. A lot of the trappings that you have provided, as far as the censer, um, incense, and the other sort of accoutrement that you have added on to this, um, seem to be there to elevate the main ritual of what Father Lucian is intoning as a prayer to your God. Um, as the nothing um, ostentatious happens during the prayer, although a certain energy forms in the room, a pressure, almost as if the sound is dampened other than the words of your prayers and Lucian's prayers ring out clear in the room, even though it feels as if you're 50 feet under the water and all other sounds are dampened and dull. Milvaj stands in the back of the church watching, eyes pale and open, just watching silently as the words of Father Lucian pour energy into you can feel this father pouring all of himself into this ritual. The bones lie still and then begin to glow dully with the soft silver gold glow of dawn's first light. And as that begins, you can feel your words, not quite hear your words, but feel your words filling the space of the room, almost as a pervasive underlying bass line, the drone of a whale in the deeps saying, watch them, protect them, keep them safe. And as you do, as the ritual is completed, the bones themselves finish their glow, and above them hovers a form glowing with the same silver gold energy that you saw emanating from the bones before. It is a knight in full plate armor, ghostly and transparent. This ghost is holding a shield, a great tower shield, those that similar to those that you've seen in battle in the phalanx, meant to catch spears, catch arrows, protect friends. In the other hand holds a very similar and familiar looking mace. The head formed as a sunburst. This form turns to you and holds the mace up in front of its full helmet, faceplate completely covering its eyes. Whatever body it may have underneath the armor is completely obfuscated. But it holds the shaft of the mace vertically in front of its face in salute to you. And you hear soft, calm words echoing back your hope and your prayer. Watch, protect, keep safe. And the form sinks back into the bones. And all of the hearing in the room comes back. Lucian is just like sweating and clutching the lectern that he had set up to like watch over this whole proceeding, and is just like gasping for breath and like clearly really tired.
Yeah.
What? Dawn, Father. Thank you. I've never seen What apparition was this? He seems as confused about all of this.
That doesn't happen every time you enter the bones.
He stumbles over towards the bones and kneels at them and begins sort of like gently collecting up onto a pile of velvet cloth where he will wrap them up eventually. But he says, "Never. I don't know what this portends, but I see this as a sign of good, the things you are doing here."
It portends change. We're gonna bring change to this place.
He looks up to you with a very weary smile. You can see veins pulsing in his temples as he just smiles and nods and says, "Change for the good, as the Dawn Father wills it." As the Godfather wills it.
She'll stick around and help do whatever needs to be done. Anything to like lighten his load for the day since he's so tapped.
Sure, you actually see
Shitload.
Milva just going up to help him with the bones as well, and Lucian kind of just like claps him on the shoulder a bit, and they both silently start gathering the bones sort of reverently into a small bundle, which he wraps up with like blue velvet. You can help him with all that, and it just gets shuffled down into the antechamber you saw before, underneath the floorboards. Actually, I think at your guys' suggestion, you had suggested they hide it somewhere else. Milvaj actually says he has built another chamber elsewhere. So I'm gonna say it's where would it be? I don't know. I think like under the lectern is about as secure as it's gonna get in this place. It's
Yeah.
just like it's like a big church house without much other like side rooms or anything. I would say maybe Milvaj would have built out, actually dug out a better, like a less rough chamber underneath, and would have tried to install like an actual like. There's still the faux floorboards on top of it, but there's actually like a door with a lock underneath. So even if someone is like pulling up the floorboards, there's actually like a proper set of stairs and a proper chamber that's been dug out underneath there. It's still pretty rough, but you can tell that like he took some time to shore it up with wood planks underneath, and someone's put a couple days of work into this.
Magical exploding traps.
You know, Lucian is all out of those. But I would say that probably takes you about an hour. Probably about the time you finish is about the time that everyone else is like finishing their breakfast and rolling out
Yep.
of the thing. Yeah.
Hi.
Where would you go after the church?
Back to the inn to see if I could find them.
Yeah, you get pointed towards the stockyards as Erwin and Danica would have known where they went. So back to meanwhile.
Get out of here, Father Lucian. You don't belong here. Okay, I continue my rant. Where's my notes? Here they are. After defeating the devilry in Durst Manor, we found ourselves in a village who needed protection and defending. Irina here and her brother, to which we swore to protect against evil, We swore to take her to St. Andrew's Church, and we even dared, perhaps stupidly, I'm sure Roe would say, to take up the devil's invitation to accompany him to his manor, under the pretense he would not harm anyone until we arrived at St. Andrew's. We met some wives, and I was humbled. We've heard great evil that walks this land. There seems to be undead at every corner. Towns being run by those too scared or, well, oblivious to who truly is in control. On the road here, we struck down some scarecrows, even met a horseman, a phantom, who crossed some roads and gave us some advice. We've met individuals along the way, of course, who offered quite, well, friends of sorts. Is my crow around, by the way, Andy?
Nope.
My friend, I kind of look around. She must have gone off somewhere. Has been a guide for devils and evils of sorts. We've even hunted one of the wives herself across rooftops and defended this defenseless city. Recently helped Father Lucian protect the church from evils. Heard rumors of those who could come to aid. Those of an ancient order. Even an individual, and I'm going to kind of look him in the eye, Godfrey William, I'm sure I butchered that name, but forgive my notes, is an individual who comes to mind, and we look for heroes who resist to defeat such evils, only to stand here in this morning rain, asking to prove where our allegiance lies. They lie with ourselves and our world, our arena. They lie with those who cannot stand here in this rain and muck and defend themselves against danger. So I say to you, sir, and I draw my sword with the same speed that he drew his, where do your allegiance lie?
Maybe a little faster.
Can I make a diplomacy check?
And oh,
Silas says, "Yeah."
Silas, were you gonna? Did you have anything in the notes that you found that you wanted to?
do you want to see his notes? They weren't helpful.
I thought they were helpful. Yeah, things.
You said SpongeBob biting his nails.
I was nervous. I will. Yeah, I don't know how I can add to that, really.
It's all right.
Other than say that we brought the tools to fight the evils, and I'll throw my bolts, my silver bolts and silver dagger, onto the ground in front of me.
Sure. Good. You can go ahead and roll a diplomacy to assist there, Silas.
I will.
Suck it! I
Yay.
mean, that was okay. I did okay.
Wow. Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's not.
Wow.
You just.
You know what? Next time I'm just not gonna help.
You're
Okay?
both-
I'm just not gonna assist you. I'm just not gonna help at all. That's fine. No, it's fine. I just give no help.
Fine
That's-
doesn't sound
That's
fine.
fine. It's
Like-
fine.
20 bolts
it's
just
fine, you go.
all over the ground.
You go with yes. He fumbles the bolts. They fall on the ground and scatter. He counts them mentally in his head, but he doesn't tell anybody.
So
Definitely,
you catch
definitely 100
a
bolts. Definitely 100 bolts.
slight smirk from Rictavio, at especially towards the end of when the slightest of smirks as Corvus starts to get a little saucy at the end of the speech.
Mm-hmm,
He has a slight smirk and says, "You have a flair for the dramatic. You could work in a circus yourself."
I'm sorry. I'll pick these up. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me.
Silas, for the love
Like-
of the gods.
Just at the time that Corvus does his like panache of pulling his thing out, I drop all my bolts on the ground and go, "Yeah, these are good. These are good stuff too."
the rapier tip disappears from your neck. Lee.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
As he retracts the rapier, Lee will release his hand.
Sure. And he says, "Now you're all gonna have to, if you truly care for the well-being of this girl, form a protective barrier near the entrance to my wagon so none can see in. You see, I'm hiding things."
Dun dun dun.
I put the
Lee,
rapier
Lee
away.
just kind of gives him a flat look, like, really? You're hiding stuff?
All right, I'll move up.
Sure.
I open my
Um,
cloak dramatically to
Oh,
help hide the doors.
do you remember my cloak of billowing?
do you remember? Okay.
So
As you guys do that, this is probably about when you are going to wander into the scene. You see all of your friends turned with their backs to the entrance to the Arasec stockyards, so it's hard to see what's happening behind them, but that's when you would appear.
Get up in there.
You get up in there. You're just going to walk in.
Yeah, I'll stroll up, see what's up.
What's up, guys?
Behind Silas and Irina.
Hey, Ro.
What's going on?
we're hiding things.
Lot of stuff. A lot of things going on.
Okay.
As you all sort of like perform a little wall there, Rictavio removes his hat and
He's bald. I knew it.
He's a
super
lady.
bald. Super duper bald.
Dun,
Wait
dun,
for it. Nope,
dun.
that's not how I do it. How
It's gonna be the
do
priest.
I do it?
He's so
Really
tired.
hairy with
He's
big
sweating.
mutton chops.
He's an
How
older
do
man.
I-
He is pushing a silvery thin sword down into a cane. Is that showing up for you guys?
Yes.
Great.
He does have mutton chops.
He does.
There he is.
You called it.
Says, "My name's Dr. Rudolph von Richten.
We read your book.
You've read part of it."
Ooh.
He reaches into his sleeve and produces a key and opens the door to his wagon. Inside, you can see a. I'm gonna start with the person. There's a person in here. It's a little girl.
Oh,
Uh,
we have a bracelet for you.
you see this person in there, and inside there is a bed made out of straw with a woolen blanket. There are a few books scattered around, and she seems to be just sort of like sitting in the straw. She is cross-legged and she's just watching towards the door, smiling towards you all. She's clutching a plush saber-toothed tiger to her chest, and she's wearing a beaded necklace with a carved copper amulet on it. She says, "Oh, hello there. Took you a while to find me, but you made it. I knew you would."
Wait, you knew we were looking for you?
"Oh, aye, I did. Of course I did."
How?
"Well, you're not very quiet about it, are you?"
I look over at Corvus.
You drop all your bolts again?
Pointedly. Pointedly.
Van Richten looks surprised and says, "I had no idea they were looking for you. How did you know?" She just rolls her eyes and says, "Oh, you silly old man. I saw it, of course.
Saw
Oh,
it?
it's like that.
I saw it in the cards.
She's like, Grandma.
And
Just like Grammy.
she has like all the dexterity of like, you know, a 7-year-old girl, but she like pulls out this deck of cards and is like fumbling a little bit trying to get it out of her pouch, but eventually gets it out. And it looks like it matches the one of the hooded one that you found, Corvus.
Yeah.
The hooded one card.
That's good old Octavio.
Thanks for keeping me safe for so long, mister. But you had to know. We knew this plan wouldn't last for too long. This wasn't the safest place for me forever, right? And he just sort of like grimaces a little bit and nods and says, "It's a small wagon, but you're all welcome in, if you wish."
Can we actually fit in there? It's like
Sure.
a circus tent?
It's tight. No, it's like a wagon house. It's like the size of it's wide enough to have a bed in the back. So think of it more as like a camper, like a half camper.
All
Like
right, well,
Oregon Trail wagon.
I'll go in.
Yeah, so there's basically like a tiny table in there. There's like a bed along the back. Actually, I don't even know if there is a bed along the back. I'm not sure, but yeah, yeah. All these Vistani wagons are basically meant to be kind of like lived in on the road.
Yeah,
Winnebago.
I'll jump in and sit down.
Sure. Yeah, there's not a ton of room. It's pretty tight, but you'd be out of prying eyes.
I will say as I sit down, I'm gonna pull out the card, the innocent, and I'm gonna kind of show it to her and go, does this make this you? I see the resemblance.
Um, she notes.
Where did the innocent card come from again? Was that one of our original cards that
I think it's
were
one of the
pulled
original cards.
in
Yeah.
rating?
Well, it was from my original deck. I don't think I got that one afterwards. The hooded one we just found.
Um, she giggles at you. Oh, silly. That's not me. That's
Huh.
your friend. And she points at our Irina.
Well, son of a bitch, I am completely confused by this deck. I could spend hours talking to you.
Well, didn't we pull one that talked about a Vistana searching for a mentor though?
You did.
Bum.
That was your super special person that Madam Ava drew for you.
Yeah.
These were just additional helpful people you'll find on your path. But that was the one that she's like, no, you need this person for real though.
You need this person. You're the mists.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just a baby.
Wait, the one that
You did a baby.
she said was super important, the girl just said is Irina?
No,
that's the innocent.
No, a random card that not a random card, but a card that Corvus just pulled out of a deck that he's had with him. He looks at every once in a while. He showed a card to her and she said, "No, silly, that's Irina." She doesn't say Irina, but she points towards Irina. Irina says, "I'm not that innocent."
Ugh.
She rolls her eyes at you. um, Van Richten says, "This, you hunted me down, which brings me concern. Arabelle's right, we never thought that this would be a permanent hiding place for her from those that were trying to take her. But if you found me, I wonder who's next."
Why don't you tell us the story of the I don't know, kidnapping, I guess, for the lack of a better word. Why do it, and what happened?
I am not the kidnapper of myself. I've been laying low in the tower at Lake Baratok for some time. However, I saw a Vistana man bringing a wriggling sack out to the lake near the Luna River. He was trying to give the sack to some golden-haired vampire spawn, one I recognized, of course, from Barovia. One of your friends, he nods towards Irina. Irina is glowering at,
Flowering.
at this man. I attacked the pair, killed the Vistana, and scared away the vampire, of course.
Why would the Vistana betray
Of
its own king?
course.
Is that why the head was gone? He took his head?
Of course I took his head. How else am I supposed to talk to it?
Oh my god.
Ew.
I questioned the head, and I learned a few things about the kidnapping. I learned that Strahd had issued a bounty on young girls matching Arabelle's precise and unique description. Dark-haired, olive-skinned, lavender irises. Haven't met very many with those attributes. We agreed that she couldn't return since Strahd knew she was there. That would leave her exposed to Strahd. Too dangerous. The tower was a good place for me to stay. It had an enchantment on it that kept prying eyes from seeing me. But of course, Strahd would know that. He would know that would be one place to look, especially if one of his lieutenants was attacked nearby. So we left. Came here. Wasn't enough, I see. Did I ever introduce myself? This all happened very fast.
I think you did.
I think he did, yeah.
Perfect.
Did happen very fast. You're right.
Ro whispers, "Who's this guy?"
Oh yeah, this is
We read his book,
Hold on,
part of
he
it.
introduced. Yeah, we read his
Oh,
book.
wait.
Hold on,
Part of the
it's
book.
coming to me. Rudolph von Richtenstein. Was it?
Van Richten.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Van Richten. That's it. That's who it is. He's the guy
Hey,
that hunts vampires.
I've got this bite. You want to take a look at it?
Jesus.
He narrows his eyes not at you, but you can see like instant steely wariness. This guy is a tightly coiled like garage door spring, right? So you can tell his eyes just narrow instantly, and he looks towards you and says, "Show me."
You will. She's like, we
Sure.
tangled with some werewolves, and one of them bit me.
Hasn't healed. Bad news. You're cursed.
Okay. What do? So what do I do?
Do you have any wolfsbane on you?
I don't.
Well, then you better stay far from your friends. When the full moon comes.
But how do we break it?
Wolfsbane.
Oh. Okay, where do I find wolfsbane?
Said it's a flowering plant. You don't know anything about herbalism.
It's pronounced herbalism. Just kidding. No, it's actually for nothing. It's actually pronounced herbalism.
He nods towards you. He doesn't seem to take offense at that.
I have some knowledge of medicinal herbs.
Then you'll recognize it to see it. I've heard tale that it grows along the shores of a blessed pool in Kresk. If you bring me some of the plant, I could probably make you some sort of a draft to keep your urges at bay at the full moon.
What about breaking the curse?
Do I look like a cleric to you?
But a cleric could break the curse?
Could be. Haven't seen a cleric worth their salt in this place, so I have. Let's just say the gods don't seem to answer prayers out here the same way they do outside.
Ro, aren't you a cleric?
Abe, you write down the
Wolves.
lake. Abe, write down the lake. What lake is it?
Kresk.
Kresk.
Okay,
I wrote
great.
it. I wrote it down.
Great,
Wolfsbane.
great.
Let's
I just,
pull. Kresk.
I just want you to know, while this is all happening, I am playing with Arabella with a Strahd puppet and an Irina puppet, while you guys
Sure.
are talking some serious shop.
I'm writing down where the Wolfsbane is.
Yeah,
Right.
he said it was a blessed pool near Kresk. This is just
Yep.
sort of like hearsay that he's picked up. He said, "You bring me flowers, I can bring you one of these. I can brew you one of these potions for each flower you bring me. No charge." He gives a little like twinge of a smile.
How about a formula for that potion? Would you be willing to share that?
He
At a
he
charge, of
goes-
course.
He sizes you up probably for the first time.
Well, I don't
So-
mean to brag, but I dabble a little myself.
I make a little
Right,
salve
brag.
here or there.
If you're talented in your craft, why not brag?
I
Unless, of
suppose.
course, you're worried about competition or perhaps an enemy veiled in plain sight.
Should
Yes.
I be worried about that?
Yes, always. I'm
Silas
Rudolph von
Silas kind of looks at his feet and just goes, oh.
I'm Rudolph von Richten. What did you expect me to say?
What did you expect me to say?
Don't trust anyone, not even yourself.
Constant vigilance!
That's right. He looks you up and down and says, I'd be happy to sit with you and share trade secrets. Sure.
I'd be fascinated to see what you had, and more than willing to share what I have.
He just nods at you. Says, Arabelle and with you, Corvus, saying, I just knew you'd find the cards. And my bracelet. Do you have my bracelet?
Oh, yeah, actually. I'm gonna reach into whoever's pocket that is, and I'm gonna hand it. It's on the party sheet.
Yay! She just claps and takes it from you.
Side quest complete.
Um, so,
5,000 XP.
yeah, man. As I was telling you before, we went back to the tower after learning of the deceit within the Vistani. I used my hat to disguise myself as Rictavio and repainted a wagon I had brought in. Alright, so it was a Vistani wagon I brought into Barovia when I first arrived. We snuck into the Vistani camp and I stole some of their paint. Rebranded, so to speak. And then we went to Vallaki, hoping to hide in plain sight here as Rictavio. Arabelle. She's been in the wagon ever since.
Do you know how deep this corruption within the Vistani goes? Was it just the one man, or are there others?
Strahd. To think of it as a corruption is understating the prevalence of Strahd's touch upon this land. Strahd is Lord, and many people are just willing to accept that without question. Many people accept it even with question, because it's quick, painless, safe. Even in Barovia. He glances towards Irina and then sort of lowers his eyes. Oh, she says. Even in Barovia, what? What? You talked all my friends into. Nope, she's not Vistani. uh, she says, you talked all my friends into going with you. A suicide mission. To kill themselves against a foe they could never face. What were they to you? Cannon fodder? He just sort of softly says, it wasn't like that. She just sort of like turns in a huff and sits in a corner.
Why does Strahd want her so badly anyway?
I wasn't able to get that information from the head. He sort of nods off towards a box in the corner.
Well, you kept the head still?
Of course. You never know when you might need an asset.
I've never once. I'm impressed and confused.
Can we talk to the head?
You can't just talk to
If
a head. Can we talk to the head?
if you wish, of course.
Silas, you can just talk to the head.
I don't know what I would ask the head, but kind of fascinated. Sorry, continue.
I have two puppets.
Uh-huh. Rictavio or Van Richten would say, so no, I don't know the corruption you mentioned. I don't know how many people there are loyal to Strahd, but obviously at least one was and was willing to kidnap a little girl for it. I'm not willing to let her go back there unprotected. Not again.
Uh, Dr. Richten, what, what allies are there, truly? You seem to be forthright, and we've met others along the way, but are there others in distant towns, especially if I look around, we see Kresk, who are safe individuals along the way?
It could be. However, I work alone, and for good reason.
Because no one ever finds your true identity?
Such reasons are my own.
All right, then.
Okay.
Just me in this wagon. A loner, huh? No, I own it.
Oh my god.
Obviously, I can't keep her here anymore. If you found me, perhaps those less skilled than you were not far behind. I failed to guard a child once. I will not make that mistake again.
What about her grandmother?
He sort of nods appraisingly. Arabelle starts looking around worriedly and is like, but what about my dad? I haven't seen my dad in so long. I thought I'd see him soon. There is at this point, There is a knock on the wagon door.
Don't open it.
Uh-oh.
Don't.
It's Strahd. Strahd's here. Strahd's at
Knock,
the door.
knock,
Up there.
motherfucker.
Strahd would not knock.
Be like,
I don't know.
Are you done talking? I have a girl to collect.
He seemed pretty
Do you wanna
polite.
Do you want to come to
Super
dinner?
polite. He wouldn't knock himself.
Are you expecting guests?
A voice out there says, "Oh, I saw you go in there. I'm just here to talk," says a male Vistana voice.
Not a voice we recognize.
Rictavio calmly stands up. You might recognize it. You want to try to place it?
Yes.
You can attempt a intelligence check, maybe. Rictavio stands up calmly and walks to a wall panel, which he just like thumps with a fist, and it opens up, revealing a crossbow inside, which he very calmly takes out.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hasn't said a word yet. Arabelle, what's your roll, Rachel?
How do I just roll a d20 if it's not like? Can I? I don't,
Can you do like slash R
Yeah, you can do /roll.
D20?
Okay.
Yeah,
D20.
slash D20.
You can't even just. I thought you could just click the thing on your thing. Can't just click the thing on your
I
thing.
don't think I can click
Click the
intelligence.
thing on the thing.
I'm trying.
That's fine. Just pick a
Click
number
thing.
between 1 and 20.
Oh my god. Don't say 20. It's a trap. Say 19. Don't say 19. I said 19. Silas, how long do these salves last?
Hour, I think.
My int modifier 0, so I roll an 11.
You think you probably can place it, but
Okay.
while you're even thinking about it, you're like, I know I've heard the voice before.
Yeah.
Arabelle speaks up and says, "Oh, it's Uncle Aragol."
Oh no.
I'm using a salve. It's happening.
Never trust the uncle.
Oh, trust the unk.
Rictavio,
Lee actually will kind of like stand up. I don't know if he can stand up all the way, but he'll kind of edge towards the door.
Yeah.
And he'll whisper. He says, "I can grab him and pull him in quick."
Are we fighting? Are we gonna fight? Is that what's happening?
I haven't killed anything today.
I don't remember. The dad was mad at the uncle because he said it was the uncle's fault.
the dad had a mangled foot from a bear trap that you helped heal.
Right.
The uncle was mostly kind of keeping the dad's tempers in check,
Right.
and the dad was yelling at a guy who got drunk.
Yawn.
Who was supposed to be watching Arabelle.
Okay.
So
And then
yawn.
the guy
Jan
who
got
got.
drunk. Jan's head is in a box.
Yeah.
Right. And how is he related
Bodiless
to everyone
head,
else?
headless body.
Jan was just a guy in town.
Okay.
Just
So
one of the Vistani.
He
and
was a
he's
piss
the
about.
he's the one who put her in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's in a bag.
He's dead.
So why do you think we need to fight the uncle?
I'm just
Gotta
calling
fight
him a
somebody.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking
Just
just
kidding.
bring him in quick and
Yeah, talk to
start the
him.
questioning. Yeah.
Yeah,
And nobody sees him.
but we're not necessarily assuming he's in on it. Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. Everyone's in on it. Fight them all.
Don't trust anyone.
But work alone.
Me and my card.
So yeah, if nobody says otherwise, Lee's gonna open the door and try to grab the guy and pull him into the wagon and then close the door.
You guys remember when Casimir fell off a fucking mountain?
I fell off a fucking mountain.
He's got a
Sorry,
ghost dog now. He's badass.
Reading back through my notes.
We need to have Casimir and von Richten face off.
Yes.
That's right. Whose voice can get grapply or
I
Uh,
said
bad
I
in the
fell
past.
off a mountain.
Van Richten's voice is much more smooth,
I guess it's like a
much more monotone.
smooth pavement.
Casimir's voices fell off a fucking mountain.
Yes. He's my favorite elf. He turns out to be bad. I won't even be upset.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll a attack roll versus this guy's reflex DC.
A fucking grab check.
Grab check.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
Chris, that's not. That's,
Broke the screen.
Let's use a hero point.
You can if you want to.
Just open the door and slap him in the face.
Oh.
That's a little
Oh.
bit better.
Wow.
You know what, Abe? When you roll a natural 1, I'm just gonna be like, wow, whoa, look at that.
Wow. 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 You should. You should. It happens often. There's no in between for me. It's either really good or really bad.
Really bad. No gray area for you.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, so you open it up. You just barely manage to grab this guy. He has pretty good reflexes, but I think you're like just hitting his reflex DC there. But you manage to grab him. He looks surprised. He was opening his mouth to say something, but he actually, you pull him in and shut the door behind him. He says, "Oh, what's this all about? I heard the story, thanks. It's fascinating," he says back towards Van Richten, who's now undisguised. And Arabelle kind of like raises his eyebrows a bit. You remember Arabelle? I'll show you Arabelle. Where's Arabelle? This guy.
Aragorn, look how suave.
He says, "It's a fascinating story you tell. You mind getting your mitts off the front of me coat? You're more handsy than my ex-wife."
Leo let him go, but he's also gonna kind of move to like block the door.
Sure. You push him away with your pecs.
Peck bounce.
All right. Well, thank you all of you for your guidance and help. Arabelle, it's time to go. Back to camp. Back to your home. I am not letting her go anywhere with a spy of Strahd.
What? This is getting really intense for such a very small
Yep.
space.
Getting a little hot in here. Everybody else?
Circus tent we're in. It's fine.
He nods towards you, Lee, and says, "Let's get him outside, away from the girl."
Lee nods and he'll open the door and kind of like one arm on the guy's bicep, kind of guide him out of the wagon.
Sure, Aragol goes with you. He hasn't fighted too much.
Got a lot of explaining to do, Aragol.
As they're walking out, we got some explaining to do. Where's it? Oh, I got an Aragol. I got everyone. Look, there's an Aragol.
I'm gonna, as we walk out, gonna kind of fan around him.
Sure.
Can you pause it?
Just press spacebar, guys. That's how you do
Oh,
it.
is that how you do
It
it?
doesn't do anything
just
for
press
me.
spacebar. Okay. So as you're walking out, Van Richten sort of is slowly walking behind you all, very nonchalantly, just like loading a crossbow bolt in this light crossbow that he has. And he says, um, "While I was stealing the pots of paint in the Vistani camp, I saw this one whispering to a bat in the woods nearby. Bats, everyone knows, are spies of the devil Strahd.
Says
Whatever
that in
you
his
do,
book.
whatever you do, you read that in my book."
Yeah, it says that here.
I
He
think
just
we
he just
missed
like
that
not
chapter.
he just like looks you up and down and just nods.
Everyone knows from chapter 12, bats are bad. Chapter
Uh,
12.
Part of
I know this
He-
isn't the right time, but will you sign this after we're done
Put dearest Silas.
here?
I wouldn't do this for just anyone, but okay.
Okay.
Proudly.
Silas closes the book and puts it back in his bag. Okay, I read it.
So Aragol's hands go down to his short sword and daggers on his belt, and Von Richten just very nonchalantly just like lets the light crossbow swing down on like a shoulder sling, and
Okay.
he just puts both hands, one on the sword cane shaft and one on the handle of his sword cane, and he just stands there calmly staring at this guy. Who Arabelle, who would be closest to the wagon and Arabelle?
Okay, so I have a question before I answer that question.
Uh-huh. She's still in there.
Is this cart something that can be drawn by horses? Like, are there horses in
Yep.
front of it? Okay, then I am
Not
not.
in front of it right now.
Okay,
Not in front of it right now. They're probably stabled nearby, you would guess.
then I would be close-ish. I just don't trust that someone doesn't take off with this damn cart. So I'll be on that side.
Arabelle has sort of crawled forward along the floor and kind of keeping down along the floor of the wagon, and she like pokes her head out of the door of the wagon a bit towards you, Corvus, and says, "You gotta help them see reason. I don't want anyone to get hurt here."
I hate that.
Lee turns to the guy. What's his name again?
Aragal.
Aragol. So Arabelle Aragol.
Yep.
And he kind of gives him the folded arms stance, and he says, "Sounds like you've got some explaining to do. What were you doing talking to that bat, and how did you find us?"
Um, he he says to you, wait, stop. He says to you, "I'd never do anything to harm my brother's kin, my own blood. I had nothing to do with this."
But were you talking to a bat?
Um, he would say
He's hesitating. Guilty.
Yeah.
I gotta get in these. I gotta get in this guy's mindset, because he's also like here to take back his niece.
Mhm.
He doesn't know you guys.
Oh, he will.
He's here to take her back to Strahd.
Yeah.
I think he would say, "Why are you even worried about that? You think I'm gonna give her back to Strahd? You think
Yeah.
I'd do that?
At this point, yes.
I would never do such a thing, ever. No matter what you believe about me, and no matter what this old man says, that's the truth."
Even if you wouldn't, there are those in your camp who would and did. She's not safe there.
She belongs with her father. That's all I want here. She doesn't belong with this man.
I agree, and she won't stay here. But she's not safe in your camp.
Or with those who can be twisted by Strahd.
That's right. I won't allow her to go back into the Vistani camp.
Then what's your plan, tall one?
Who's the tall one?
I just thought you'd be taller, but it's fine, you.
I know the stories are grand.
You're
But
more
I'm
like a
rather average, turns out.
5'4".
I stoop more these days than I used to.
Will you answer his question, please?
I best plan I have is to keep traveling, move to a new place where we can perhaps forge a new identity and make our way. We'd have to dispatch this one, of course.
I don't know that that's an of course. I don't know that that's a given.
I'm Rudolph fucking Van Richten, of course.
This land is pretty small. There's not too many places you can go.
I think Roe has a place we could go, but I'll only share it with our friends here. No offense, stranger.
The girl's grandmother seems trustworthy. Maybe we could bring her to her, and perhaps the girl's father could leave the camp and join them under some sort of pretense.
Um, Aragall would say, I think we can all agree this girl belongs with her father. And I'm not leaving until she comes, until we all can all see reason that that's the place for her.
I don't think anyone here is saying she shouldn't be with her father. We're just saying she can't go back to the camp where she was kidnapped in order to be taken to Strahd. If one person in the camp was willing to do it, it's likely there are others who will do the same given the chance. I think that if her father knew what had happened, it's possible he wouldn't want her to be back in that camp and in danger.
Mostly Rictavio or Van Richten Van Richten and Arabelle are looking very distrustingly toward each other.
You don't know us, and you don't trust us, and I understand that. But I do ask that you believe that this man, and she sort of nods over to Richter von Rictavio's face, whatever his name is, didn't take the girl. He intercepted a kidnapping and has been keeping her safe since. Speak with the child. Ask her. Ask her what's been happening.
Uh, Arabelle would speak up and say, "It's true, Uncle. Jan's the one that kidnapped me. This man, he rescued me. And I overheard Jan was talking with another man, whether the Lord would pay his debts in exchange for the whelp's delivery. What's a whelp? I thought I heard some clinking of coins." You guys remember learning that Jan had lots of gambling debts?
It does sound familiar.
Aragorn looks very shaken at this.
That is why we cannot send her back to that camp.
How is she ever going to see her father if you can't send her back to the camp?
He will meet her elsewhere. If we take the girl to her grandmother, we do so secretly. We trust you not to tell anyone other than her father where we have taken her, and he can meet her there.
He looks warily at you and says, "Last I heard, Ava was at Tesser Pool. That's a day, 2 days travel from here?"
Ro just nods.
And why do you think it's going to be any safer for her there?
From the little I know of Ava, she is sharp, and she will be aware of what is happening in her camp and know whom to trust and whom she can't trust. And she'll have forewarning that the girl is in danger.
Andy, do we know is Ava Arabelle's grandmother on her mom's side or her dad's side? Do we? I don't
You
remember.
don't. You don't know that.
Okay.
You don't know that.
I'm assuming it's mom's side because nobody seems to be referencing Ava as like their mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this guy, it would be his mother. If
True.
that was the case. So, also, I wanted to do like I guess perception, kind of like insight check on this guy
Uh-huh.
to see if he's actually concerned about her, because he seems more resistant to not bringing the idea of not bringing her back to the camp than her actual safety.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a secret perception check.
Go ahead.
Okay. Never know who to whisper. There it is. All right.
Okay.
Um, Arabelle looks around and says, Luvash isn't gonna like it. Uh, Arabelle, Arabelle kind of looks around worriedly between you all and says, when am I gonna see Dad again?
Should be in a few days' time, as long as it takes us to get you to your grandmother, and then as long as it takes your father to get to the same camp.
Tesserpool, you said. I can get her there. I'm not going to be leaving her side.
That sounds fair to me. I do trust you with the girl's safety, Von Richten. I'm sorry for our earlier misunderstanding.
He looks genuinely surprised and says, oh, that. What? You think you're the first one to ever put hands on me? If you really were a threat, well, we would have seen what happened.
Lee just kind of chuckles. I suppose we would have.
Van Richten sort of kneels next to Arabelle and says, I'm sorry, little one. I don't think we're going to be able to see your father anytime soon. She looks very sad. But she still kind of like smiles at him and says, thanks for helping me. You're a good man. Your son agrees with me on that one. And the blood just kind of like drains from Van Richten's face.
Son, you say?
And he just sort of like staggers back a bit. She grabs his hand and squeezes it. Says, "Yeah, he's been keeping me safe, just like you. While you're gone, he keeps me safe in the wagon. He loves you very much, and I think he's been keeping you safe as well. He, for the first time since you guys have seen him out of his disguise, he very much resembles a weary old man rather than a veteran monster hunter, which is how you've been how he's been portraying himself so far. Arabelle stands up and sort of like brushes off her dress a little bit and straightens it up. And she opens her mouth to say something, but then suddenly staggers backwards.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Her eyes roll back into her head,
Oh shit.
and the whites of her eyes become the color of storm clouds.
Oh, fuck.
Her voice echoes with the sound of a second, far older woman's voice as she delivers the following prophecy.
Oh Jesus. Type it, Abe. Type it.
I'm working on it.
They press.
I don't like type so fast. I was eating popcorn.
In darkest night, the light shall flee, no dawn to break with no reprieve. From the grave the dead shall climb, the restless march a baleful sign. At castle's peak a heart beats red, its hunger deep and ever fed. Should silence fall, the skies shall crack, 1,000 souls in torment black. And Arabelle falls down.
I didn't do a good job, guys. Okay, thank God. I got it.
Wait, don't read that. Delete
I'm
that.
not reading it. I'm not reading it. I mean, Richten is
What
still like, somehow Leah's saying it.
That scroll text.
Deleted it, right? Did I delete it?
Yeah, it's gone.
Ro will pick her up and carry her into the wagon.
Sure.
Good. I mean, I got some of it. Not that much.
Aragorn didn't actually say that. That's not Aragorn.
Hmm.
Van Richten goes inside with you, leaving everyone but Ro, Van Richten. So yeah, I guess the 5 people remain outside, or 4 people and Aragorn now, outside the. Aragorn kind of looks uneasily between you all. Don't suppose one of you's gonna break the news to Luvash, eh? He's got quite a temper.
I'm sure you're a big enough boy to handle it.
He's your brother, after all.
I have the bruises to show for it.
Oh, you're still alive.
I am grateful for y'all for finding her and for helping establish the peace.
There is one thing I'd like to know, though. How is it that one of your folk fell into Strahd's employ? Are there others, do you think?
He looks to you and considers the question for a moment, and he says, "It wouldn't surprise me at all. Fact is, Strahd's lord of the land. For many, it's just easier to follow his lead, do what he says, and provide the information he asks for."
sure hope the bat you were talking to doesn't lead him to your niece.
He gets a lot of color in his cheeks at that. Clenches his jaw and says, nobody, not Strahd himself, is gonna hear from me where uh, the hunter and my niece are. If that information falls in the wrong hands, it won't be because I'm speaking to some bat.
I sure hope
Nor
not. But you
nor
did
will
tell us
your
something.
yeah. He just looks at you and says, nor will your information, for as long as possible.
Lee just kind of nods and stands by.
Aragorn looks around uncomfortably a little bit, and then grabs Lee's arm and kind of leans in, and as an aside to you, says, "You found my kin, and for that I am deeply grateful beyond words. If you need it in the future, I can pass on some information. Nothing obviously false, mind you. But I can pass on information if you want it passed on to the castle. Once. And the devil's a keen one. There's no guarantee the information would stick. If you need it, he says, and lets go of your arm.
Lee kind of nods and he says, I appreciate it.
Aragorn calls in, not super loud, but he says, at least stop by the camp before you leave. Let the girl see her dad. But they seem like that's amenable to them unless you guys say anything.
Was he talking to like the wagon with the...
Yeah. He was calling in towards
Okay.
Van Richten.
Yeah.
I don't have anything more for this guy.
All right.
This turd.
What a turd. All right. Inside the tent, she seems to have just passed out, Ro. Nothing serious. But Van Richten looks to you and says, I'll get her there alive. I promise.
Ro just nods at him.
Okay. So, do you guys have anything else you would like to do in the stockyards?
Oh, at some point, Lee does want to ask Von Richten if who Esmeralda is in the wagon that was in front of the tower,
Okay.
because I think that was one thing we never did get an answer
Right.
to.
Yeah.
Um, So he looks confused at first and says, "At the tower, you say? She was one of my students, long in the past. She considered me a mentor of sorts, I suppose. But our paths, we split ways long ago. I haven't seen her in some time.
So the wagon wasn't there when you left.
No, it wasn't." He looks a little bit like concerned.
It was directly in front of the tower, and one of our companions found his way inside, but she wasn't there.
"I trained her well. She'll be fine," he says, perhaps convincing himself. She knows how to handle herself.
Oh, and you wouldn't happen to know anything about the werewolves in and around the tower either, would you?
He says, "I didn't see any near the tower, but I've seen them in the wild. I generally scare them off with a silver bolt or two. Once they feel the real sting of a silver weapon, they generally don't fight for much longer. I've found. They like to attack when they know." No, what he would say is, they're not like real wolves. They don't hunt for the food. They they like to make sure of their meal, make sure the risk is low before they attack. Flash a little bit of silver, it scares away most werewolves. Did you see one? He glances over towards Ro.
Two, in fact.
Two. Uh, well, in one
As well
ways
as
they are.
as well as some tracks around the tower and your student's wagon.
Well, if they tried to get inside Esmeralda's wagon, then I'm sure they found something that nasty surprise for them. If I know her. Well, if you found two, best hope they weren't a breeding pair. They get nasty, especially when you hurt one of their mates. Oh, I suppose I'm not going to need Jan's head anymore, and, well, I think my talents are best served protecting this little one for some time. Here. He takes from around his neck a talisman that is shaped like a skull, and it's made out of stone.
Hmm. Can I also get those formulas? And you said you'd sign my book.
He nods and said, "We'll need to find time for the formulas. Um, you're welcome to have them, though. I don't know how much longer I should be tarrying here."
It's fair if you can just like I can study them if you just like make a carbon copy, a rubbing.
A little rubbing.
Silas, you have a
He
photographic memory, right?
he he nods and says, "I plan on going to this afternoon. I plan on going to the Vistani camp, so the girl can see her father before we leave. You have until then."
All right.
Um, so with that amount of time, I would say you could probably have enough time to copy one of his formula.
Alrighty. I
Let
want
me
the wolf spin
see
one.
with that one.
Yes, I want him to have that one too.
Yeah, you want that one. I would say you could copy that one down. Sure.
Alrighty.
It's in Dwarvish.
Yeah. Nope.
Spain. There it is.
He has it written down as werewolf muzzle.
Nice. If you're afflicted with lycanthropy and survive stage 3 of Wolfsbane, you're immediately cured of lycanthropy.
If you survive stage 3.
If you
So this
survive.
Yeah.
his formula seems to be taking pure wolfsbane and taking the poisonous properties of it, sort of distilling out the poisonous properties of wolfsbane
Ooh.
into more of a mild concoction that would not be harmful to the person, but will instead temper their werewolf fervor.
Or werewolfness.
Hope you got a backup character.
Because in his notes it says that werewolves generally lose all control on the nights of the full moon.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't do anything about a curse until I have 4th level spell slots.
It's gonna be a minute.
I don't know about Father Lucian. I don't know what level he is.
So the talisman I'm gonna put in the party sheet.
Party sheet.
Party sheet. In the stash. How do I? What the?
Oh, we gotta be level
So
7 to get 4th level spells.
Yep.
Ooh. You'll survive,
There,
Patrick.
Talisman of Echoes. There it is.
Talk to the dead.
Yep.
Who's gonna talk to the dead? That's the real question.
It also will cast Gentle Repose or whatever the equivalent is in Pathfinder, just in case you guys need to Gentle Repose someone.
How does Von Richten sign Silas's book?
Stay cool.
Yeah, right. No, he has a very like fine and angular, very like tight signature that's like really slanting to the right.
That's sick. This is gonna be worth money someday.
Yeah, I don't think he would care one way or another. He's not like, he doesn't think this is like the dumbest thing ever, but he's sort of like, okay, whatever, man. Sure, I'll sign it.
Nice.
All right.
Signed, whatever, man.
So that's going to take like most of Silas's day while Van Richten is sort of like preparing his horse and getting ready to go. Everyone else is going to have a few hours to do stuff during the day. If you had any downtime stuff you wanted to do.
What should I do for the actual formulae, Andy?
I don't have it scripted out.
That's okay.
You can add it as a level. How the levels work, if they're like, what levels are you able to use?
It matches my level.
So the character
That's
level.
my understand character level. So I have level 5.
Right. What level is Wolfsbane on its own?
Let's see here.
Wolfsbane poison.
Bane.
Poison. Poison.
Poison. How congested poison? Item level 10? It's a level
Damn.
10. Yeah, that's big.
So this
I
is
wonder if we can
probably
probably just take one that's existing already and
interesting. Okay. In that case, I think that he is very willing to let you like pour it over,
okay.
but I think that you probably wouldn't have the understanding to actually like copy it in a discernible way. Or maybe you could copy it, but you're just like you're not sure that you could replicate it until you're at the appropriate level because it's still
Yep.
going to remain like I think it's going to have to be at least like a level 10
Okay.
item, probably even a higher level item, maybe. We'll say it's a level 10 item, same as Wolfsbane.
Okay.
So it is still a level 10 alchemical formula.
Formulae.
He
Next time I can learn one though, I could learn one of these. I don't know if I can put them in pucker pickle.
he also says if you're heading to Kresk, it's to the west. I'm heading to the east at least a day or two, which means that time's going to be tight before the next full moon. He is going to hand over a set of silver chain
Oh fuck.
Nice.
and a padlock.
I feel like this is very, very familiar.
Yeah, for some reason, you know.
Why we always gotta chain Rachel up?
Why do I always get bit by
werewolves?
werewolves, right?
Would he have chain, or would he just have manacles? He might just have manacles. No, I'm gonna say it's chain in a lock. Just in case you don't make it. He would have said that especially if you would have expressed some confusion at the formula or like some doubt that you could actually make it yourself. Right? I don't think he would want to leave you guys without like options.
No, thank you.
That's not him.
Lydian kid.
He's
Greater cooperative waffles.
Corvus, what do you have any plans for what you would want to do while copying is happening?
More or less, I guess, a question. So I realized that I can cast needle darts using metal in my possession. It just says metal in my possession. So could I essentially use a dart or a bolt that's made out of silver to shoot it in silver?
Yeah.
Or do I need to get like silver to be able to do that? You know, in case I need to shoot Rachel with some darts.
No, I think you could use as long as you have the metal in your possession.
Yeah, which I have a ton of bolts.
Silvery
so.
stuff.
Okay.
You have like silver sword.
And it just returns to me after the spell, so I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
You know what?
Cool.
I have a final answer for the Wolfbane thing. The other way of thinking of it is that like cure curse you said is a 4th level, 7th level character thing, Rachel.
Yeah,
And
I
that's a
have to
permanent
heighten.
solution, so you have to
Yeah.
heighten it.
Well, it's a second level spell, but that does diseases, but for it to do curses, you have to heighten it to level 4.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's where did it go? It's restoration, which is a second level spell, where you can lessen a toxin or reduce a condition. If you heighten it to 4th level, oh no, that's the wrong spell. Just kidding. I take all of that back. Cleanse
right.
affliction. So yeah, so cleanse affliction pushes back the effects of toxins. You choose an affliction, and you reduce the stage by 1. But then if you heighten it to level 4, you can counteract a curse.
Okay.
So I guess I could, at this point, I could push a curse back a stage with my 2nd level spell, but it's 4th level spell to counteract the curse.
Right. So I think you could just because it wouldn't make sense for you to do something that's not as good as curing the curse at a later level. Mechanically, that just doesn't make sense to me. Um, I think doing something less powerful than curing the curse could happen at your current level. So it can be a level 5 thing. Final answer. You can do it. So he's not giving you chains. Deal
Okay.
with it on your own.
Ah!
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Um, so yeah, it'll probably take until the afternoon until Silas is done copying that.
So what does it do? What does it do again?
It will stave off the uncontrollableness of lycanthropy the night of the
Okay.
full moon, which is generally when they are at their complete uncontrolled.
So what I'm hearing is you could become a werewolf and control yourself, and that's badass. We're fighting Strahd at level 5.
Oh, yep.
Or just, unleash Ro at the castle on full moon night.
Come back in the morning.
Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Corvus, you would remember that you all got an invitation to dinner
Oh my
for
God.
tonight.
Oh, fuck. At the fucking mansion, right?
Yep, the lady. What's her face? Yup.
How do all these dirty adventurers get invited to so many state dinners?
Right, these fancy parties.
You guys are exotic.
Devil's
So
invocation.
exotic.
I hate that.
Yeah.
This was the Watcher invitation.
Uh-huh.
That's tonight in game terms.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But it's close, right? It's like right outside of town.
It's in town.
In town, okay.
It's in town.
I feel like we should do that, right? I mean,
Last time we went to a fancy dinner party, you got whammied by a vampire because you went off by yourself.
okay.
Am I wrong?
You speak truths. But wait, is this the guy that runs the town? I forget who this guy is.
It's the lady.
It's the lady.
No, it's not the one who runs the town.
It's the woman that wants to run the town. Where's she at? I'm gonna check my notes.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like there's a reason we actually wanted something from her.
She's less crazy than the current ruler.
I mean, they're all
But she's also
crazy.
like on Strahd's side.
Yeah, you haven't met her yet. You met her sons. They were the drunk ones the very first night you walked into town. Very first morning you walked into town. They were the 2 drunk youths.
Youths.
Youths. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
It was fucking written right to me. Oh my god.
She's pro Strahd, but she's anti Burgermeister.
Right.
And she's probably not as seductive to Corvus as a vampire lady.
Yeah, see, Lee understands. It'll be fine.
Be just fine.
Look, I'm saying it would be rude to leave town without replying to the lady's invitation. She did promise a quiet and welcoming environment to discuss matters of mutual interest. I'm quite interested.
I should probably get some new clothes.
I could change the color of them if you wanted.
I think Lee like picked up some servant clothes at the initial house that we went
Uh-huh.
to, and that's what he's been wearing ever since.
Yep, yep. Well, there are lots of shops along here. If you wanted to buy some new clothes, you could. Be the common clothes. You could find them down in this area. You guys wanted to do some shopping? You're welcome to grab some common items.
I'm broke.
Yeah, Leo go look for
Since you,
some new
you
clothes.
keep giving me your money. That's how you don't have money.
I keep giving it to you and other individuals, yes.
I have money. I can buy us clothes.
I have like
Yeah.
8 copper.
Yeah, I mean,
I've-
there's like either common or
5.
fine clothes. Kind of your choice.
Oh, don't worry, I have fine clothing. I'm fine. I'm cool.
Super
Clothing,
fine.
fine. I took it from that house at the beginning.
Oh.
Suitable for a
Oh,
noble, don't worry
I
about
don't have
New
any clothes in
clothes.
my inventory. I'm just naked apparently with armor.
it. Just wearing a breastplate and that's it.
I have a cloak and I have healer's gloves.
Wow, you're Winnie
Nice.
Poohing all over the place. Okay,
And I have a
cool.
breastplate
Nice.
with my gloves.
That's awesome.
Well, then I guess we'll get some clothing before the event.
Sure. Yeah, you may. Absolutely. It probably takes a little bit to like actually fit some clothes to Lee, but they can do it.
With those pecs.
Because those
Right.
pack.
It's gotta. We need it to stretch in this area and be tight in this area. You know, I just want
I
it
need to
look
be able
impressive.
to do this specific kick. Cool.
I get Silas a very dark green cloak with a purple interior,
Ooh.
and then I look to Ro to go, whoop, pay him.
Yep, you can grab it from the whatever you guys want to buy. You can buy from the items. There should be an option for you to like click buy if you look up the item. I think.
Pecs.
Um, so you guys want to do the Watched Your House dinner?
Yeah,
Nice.
there's a cloak of feline rest. We could get that.
All right. Who needs
Um,
fine clothes?
Wow, fine clothes are 2 gold. Holy shit!
yeah, dude.
So glad I stole these fine clothes.
High fashion fine clothes are
Yeah.
55 gold.
Jesus.
Get those. Get those.
There you go. Tearaway clothing. That's for Lee.
Oh.
Yeah. Heyo.
Time to fight.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, I feel elegant cloth doll. Ooh, that's weird. Now I feel like if we're gonna be having fancy dinners, then like Ro, she's been to like fancy dinners before. She will. So Corvus already has fine clothing. So just
Yep.
what the other 4 of us.
Irina has fine clothing.
Okay. So I'm gonna spend 8 gold on fine clothing for everyone.
It'll be you, Lee, and Silas, right?
Okay, it's just 3 of us, so 6 gold.
Irina will buy it.
All right.
I have some money. I don't have unending money, but this is enough. This isn't important. It's good to make good impressions. This is one area of expertise I know very well. Making good impressions. She smiles at you.
Alright, I put my fine clothes on. I'm wearing them. They're sweet.
Nice.
All right. I'm gonna put fine clothing in the stash for Lee and Silas.
All right.
Fine ass clothing.
No, I can't. I don't have permission.
Put it in the stash.
Alright,
Yeah.
the more
Yeah.
important question is who's taking this Talisman of Echoes?
Talisman of Echo.
That
Is
should
it
be a
there?
Silas item.
I mean, you're
Let's
already
do it again.
dead, right? You can talk to undead.
You talk to your fellow dead.
Yeah. Talk to dead people. That sounds like something I'd do.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only slightly jealous.
Nice. All right. Well,
Silas, I do want to say while you're trying to like copy shit down, I'm just like, hey, I may have used one of those silver salves. Do you think you can make another one? I see you're busy, but you know maybe I'll come back later.
I think I stashed at least 2 more in the stash.
No, but that's for the group. That I no, it's
I
okay.
mean,
It
if they
seemed
didn't
to
take them,
worn off.
if they didn't take them by now,
Rachel, you should take those
they
silver
probably get
salves.
I will. I need them.
take some silver slabs.
Salves. The
I mean, I
salves.
can make some more,
No, it's
probably.
you seem to be busy. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's
I would
fine.
just
Was
need to do
my
it
I have a
during
silver mace
downtime.
now, though, right? Isn't Irwin's
What?
mace silver?
yes. I don't remember. Is it?
I thought it was. I thought it was a silver mace. 'Cause I got it right after we fought those werewolves and
It
I
is a
fucked it up
silver
so
mace.
bad.
If you look at it, if you open it up, does it say silver?
It doesn't, but I like
I don't think you made it yet. Who was it? Irwin?
Irwin's mace. It's in my inventory. It doesn't
It'll be
say
under like details or something, maybe.
How the hell did you get that?
silver. Yes,
It is
silver
silver.
standard grade.
Yep.
Corvus,
silver.
if you
I
have
got it
6
from
gold
Irwin.
pieces per salve, I can make you some.
I have 5 copper pieces.
I have silver pieces. I have all of Corpse's money.
These aren't ones that disappear, right? They like stay permanently.
I could make you permanent. I could make you permanent ones if I had enough gold for the components.
How
Oh,
much
I
money?
gotcha.
Unloaded.
If I made 4 of them, it would cost 24 gold pieces.
Holy
not that
mother of
loaded.
God. Well, so I have a backup short sword that's silver, so it's not the end of the world. So,
Alright.
Chris, do you need any of these silver salves?
Yeah, I got a couple of temporary ones already.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'll
don't
take
need
a
any
couple
because
more
I
then.
got this mace, so you take
I
the
mean, I
rest.
can make 3 more temporary ones, but I was kind of saving my reagents in case there was something else I needed to make.
Like a werewolf.
Like anti-werewolf stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I took the other 2 then. No big deal. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I
Coolio.
also had that egg from the tower in case it ever comes up. It could be helpful.
Right.
They last for an hour, so really
Yeah.
probably too many of them.
Yeah, we'll probably be fine. It's fine. I got 4 now. I'm good. I'm just gonna.
I made 6 of them this last time.
You did. You did really well. And then I used one and immediately regretted it.
No regrets.
No regrets. No regrets.
Let's see. Okay. You have anything else you wanted to do before heading to the Wachter house? Wachter house.
To the Wachter house.
Wachter house.
We're gonna kill this lady. I just know it.
I mean, maybe.
She's
You
a
never
We
know.
didn't
vampire.
actually
She's a
fight
werewolf.
anybody today, so
We're
True.
we're doing good.
maybe we can use diplomacy.
We're not that fortunate.
All right.
Oh, I have a pretty good diplomacy. All right.
Okay. So, I think we'll set the scene here, and then that'll probably be a good place for us to stop for the night.
Cool.
The Watched her house. I'll wait for it to load.
Watched her house. Well, I probably should close these little guys. Get out of here, von Richten. We're going to the Watchter house.
Uh-huh. A thick garden filled with herbs and vines stand beside the wide red-roofed manor. Red roof. A slouching roof hangs over furrowed gables, and moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of vegetation. A handsome red-painted door stands at the house's entrance, its upper half set with frosted glass.
That's a thick garden.
Oh, that's loud. Turn that down.
So thick.
Oh, Dane, you're still loading.
Still loading.
Abe's still loading.
It's fine. It's cool. I feel in my mind, my eyes. I see-
Here.
oh shit!
Also, about
The
to get
So you're
it.
still in town.
fuck?
You were toward the north road, going out of town towards the north, but you're still within the town. This is one of the bigger buildings in the town, but it's pretty close to the road, pretty hard to miss.
So it's like overgrown with shit. Does it actually look like that?
Yeah, it's got lots of vines growing up everywhere.
Oh, will be well. Am I right?
All will be well.
I don't know how to tell you this, but your roof's looking a little saggy.
Got that saggy roof.
Maybe these clothes were a little too fancy.
Yeah, I could change your clothes if you wanted. It's permanent.
Tournament.
And I think as you guys are approaching the door for your evening with the Watchers, we will leave that for next time, which will probably be a couple weeks. Because next week we're in Mexico.
Heck yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
Drinking
Have
tequila
fun.
by the gallon
Yeah,
at the swim up bar.
At that swim up bar.
we will have Lady Watcher's Wish next time. The
Um,
Curse of Strahd.
did we would have said goodbye to Von Richten, Schnickten, and what's her face, right? Like,
Yeah, sure. If you want to.
yeah. So when they were getting ready to leave, Ro would have gone to say goodbye to the girl.
Sure.
She would have. She has like a gift for her.
A gift for her.
Uh,
Oh, you forgot the gift, guys.
No, we gave her the bracelet,
Oh,
right?
no,
Wasn't
the
it?
gift.
No,
The birthday gift.
She
Oh, the
gave
birthday
it
gift
herself,
wasn't the
basically.
bracelet, was it? No, I'll give her the birthday gift.
What's the birthday gift?
It was one of the dolls
we-
that I was playing with, right?
Didn't we?
Which one?
It was the...
Was it the Irina doll, or was it?
Oh.
I don't know. I probably would have just given her both.
I thought it was the creepy Russian dolls.
The nesting dolls. They get older
Yeah.
and older.
Oh my god, the creepy nesting dolls. I don't know. Let me check
think
my
I have-
crazy inventory.
What did you give her?
I think those are in my inventory
You
for
got
some
me three
reason.
things.
They bought everything at the toy store.
No,
Just
no,
give her
no.
something.
I bought some.
Bought or
I
stole.
stole
You
others.
stole some. Give her something nice.
Stole from poor old Blinsky.
Well,
Give it
so
Strahd doll.
I played with her for a while we were like, you guys were
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
important
Yeah,
things.
you could have given her the gift.
So, which one? Can I roll an insight to see which one she liked the most?
Sure. Probably the nesting dolls.
I give her the creepy ass nesting dolls. Oh, there they are. Nesting dolls from Blinsky's.
Yeah, I don't think she would like the Strahd doll.
I'm Strahd. I'm a big turd.
And
Yeah.
you're not offering her the Irina doll, are you? Or are you?
I mean, I have no connection to it.
Irina thought it was funny until you told her it was from that guy.
Right.
I mean, it's hot merchandise. I don't think I
Brother.
want to keep it.
So you're gonna give to a kid? Give her hot merchandise for her birthday?
Not just any kid.
Her Grammy gave us money to buy her a gift, and you're gonna give her a stolen toy?
I mean, I give her the nesting dolls too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can you give her all the toys?
I give her all the toys with Strahd toy. That doesn't make sense.
Okay. Sounds good. So you still have the Strahd puppet.
All right, I'm deleting the other one.
Nice.
Get out of here.
As we are saying goodbyes, Ro kneels down in front of her.
Uh-huh.
She looks at her very seriously and says, "Do you believe in the Dawn Father?"
She looks around kind of confused. It's like, I don't know.
Okay. You don't have to, but he believes in you. And she taps her on the nose and says, "And I believe in you too." And she's going to take off her old holy symbol of Lathander and put it around the girl's neck. Not the new one that Corvus gave her, but the one that she thinks led her here. And she's going to put it around the girl's neck, leaving just the one Corvus gave her around her own neck. She says he will keep you safe.
Okay. She says, okay.
Okay, crazy lady.
Okay. You're nice.
Okay, I'm deleting my old holy symbol. The nice one. Get rid of the fancy one. Just keeping the pewter
Oh,
one.
so you got rid of like your starter character one,
Yeah, no, I'm giving her that one.
like your special unique character item. Okay.
Wow. I don't like when he says it that way.
I don't like when he says it though either. No, she puts that one around her neck and like says a little prayer to the Dawn Father to keep this child safe and far from Strahd. Whatever he wants with her,
Okay.
he can't have her.
Sounds good.
Whatever happens, I think you're badass.
It's okay, I'm going to be werewolf soon anyways, make a new character, so I'm going to give all my shit away.
Make a character.
Should probably
Gotta
give
get
you
the
all
wolf
this
bane.
gold back before I murder everyone.
Just gotta get some wolfbane.
Yep.
All right. Well, a tall, prim butler will greet you at the door, but we will deal with Lurch and
Rag.
the Watcher House next time in the Curse of Strahd.